So, my darlings, this is Kata from the Cavendish Fletcher Community Library, here to tell you about one of my guilty pleasures, ice skating movies. I don't know what it is, but ever since I saw Dorothy Hamill skate when I was a kid, I've always been fascinated by it. So I have a stack here of a lot of different types of movies that have ice skating, but I watch and I kind of imagine that it's me gliding over and leaping over the ice like that. Spoiler, I fall down. So the first one is one of the newer ones. It is I, Tonya, and it stars Margot Robbie, and this one is not a kid flick. It's the story, a little fictionalized, a little funky, of Nancy Kerrigan and Tonya Harding. Of course, it's Tonya. And it's interesting. The characters can only be real because they're just so weird. I want to say I love the details in this. It really placed it in the late 80s and early 90s. Nice one. So we go the gamut here. Ice Princess. This is a little bit older. It's a Disney movie. It's about a girl who's getting ready to go into college, and she has a choice between being a figure skater or going and studying calculus. She decides to take a figure skating a bit for a physics challenge, and ends up falling in love. Joan Cusack co-stars in this movie. Now, this is a movie for which I totally abused my librarian position to get. I had remembered this movie from when I was a kid. It's called Champions: A Love Story. And it's about a girl who has the opportunity to really be a great figure skater, but she lacks confidence. And so she's paired up with a hockey player. And the next book is kind of got that trope too. You know, they have a romance. I will tell you that the costumes in this do not hold up. Lots of puffy satin sleeves. But it's a charming movie, worth your time. So, remember how I said we were going to talk about another movie with an ice skater and a hockey player? This one is pretty opposite from Champions: A Love Story. There's still a love story in here, don't get me wrong. Not so much in the Puffy Sleeves. Takes place in the 90s, where we have kind of a spoiled ice princess who gets put down to size a little bit by a tough hockey guy. I know it sounds Hallmark Channel, but it really isn't. The photography's awesome. The costumes are great. It's an enjoyable watch. There are 2 sequels to it. Skip the sequels. Don't bother with them. And last but not least, kind of the big daddy of the ice skating movies from the 70s and 80s, Ice Castles. Now this one is kind of a sob story. Girl makes good as an ice skater, starts to get full of herself, becomes blind, goes back to the beginning, and gets help from her boyfriend, who just happens to be Robbie Benson, who just happens to have really nice hair. You know, again, this is charming. If you want something that's going to really grab you and make you think, this is not it. If you want something that you want to relax with on the couch, this is your pick. So I hope you enjoy these movies just as much as I do. Obviously, we have them all available at the library. This has been Kata Welch, and we'll see you soon.